say nothing. Me.
Niggas and bitches, bitches and niggas. Suppity Negro swag. Eloquently petty, articulate assholery. This is the Keep It 100 channel. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. Got these headphones too loud. Probably got them on backwards. No. Oh shit. What's going on? What's happening? Midday. This is a Tuesday afternoon. I'm never on Tuesdays, but I will be today because I'm being joined by a guest today. We planned this for a couple days now. He has some things to say, and I'd like to hear him say them. General Tito will be joining us soon. What's happening? There's been a lot of responses to the couple of videos that I've made in the past couple of days. All right. And a lot of them are coming from, my team, and shout out to them. And what we're going to do is we're going to exercise how black men can disagree in a civil manner. Regardless of how passionate we are about the topic, we can disagree in a civil manner. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be over these next few videos. Another thing is, since we get accused of talking about women so much, let me just say this: that the following videos, the next few videos, unless I say otherwise, will be about these topics. It will be about men. These are things that we got to speak on as far as we're concerned, us men, right? Because we understand we done did the female nature thing to death. Let's talk about men, right? And let's talk about this space, and let's talk about what men want. What are the goals of men, right? And I say this all the time: this content on this channel that I operate right here, this channel is for men. Now, women may listen, but this channel is for men. This is content for men. It's content for men. Make no motherfucking mistake about it. It's content for men, right? So with that said, now the topic as of late, well, it's been the topic, but the fire topic as of late has been a negotiating table and the quote unquote red pill. Okay. So let's start off by saying the red pill is seeing life for what it is. And as it relates to these conversations that we have in this space, and as far as, the manosphere talking points on the relationship between black men and women, it's about seeing women for who they are, not who you want them to be, not who you wish them to be, not all that other fantasy, hocus pocus, blackety black bullshit, but for how they are watching them in real time, taking that information and using that to win. And again, you know, we've had conversations about the nature of fire and using fire. Yeah, you can use fire, but you have to take the information about the nature of fire in order to be able to use fire effectively and not be harmed. Now, I got a few clips. That I'm going to play where some guy said some things in the last couple of videos, and get this camera fucking straight. It says some things in the past couple of videos, and I feel like, yo, the last two videos that I made, I was crystal clear. And what dudes tend to do is when they can't argue against something I actually say, they make up their own version of it and then argue with that so they can sound correct. Just keep in mind, fellas, that I'm not arguing or trying to chop anybody's head off here, because ain't nobody make no video on some fuck Marcus. Nobody did that, right? These are my guys, and they spoke publicly, so I'm going to speak publicly in response to them. Period. Right? I'm going to speak publicly in response to them. All right? So let me go to my clips tab, because I clipped a lot of shit. Right? This is what we're going to do. I ain't going to tell you what niggas said. I'm going to play them saying it. I'm going to let you hear them say it, because that's how I do. Because when I say a nigga says some shit, niggas call me a liar. Right? So instead of doing that, I'm going to just play you their voices saying what they're saying. Okay? So let's do this. Here we go. Let's start off with this one. This one is interesting. Right? This one is interesting. So I'm gonna share this tab because I'm gonna be going through these clips. All right. And I'm gonna respond, hey, and don't nobody take this shit personal. This ain't all content creators. Some of this shit is motherfuckers on panels. All right. So let's go to share screen. So this is directly from, shout out to Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Kev, what's going on? And this is coming straight out of Kev's channel, right? He had a panel, and you know, my video was referenced, right? So I'm gonna speak to that, right? So let's hear some audio from that. Let me unmute
you know, to make sure he can maintain a certain rep.
Right? Is everybody competing for the same the same constituency?
But yeah, that's what it is. I mean, let's keep it 100. That is. I mean, and we got to keep it 100. I mean, and that's partly what Keep It 100. Keep It 100 is. He's not stupid. He knows that he's fighting for the same constituents too. Yeah. So he has to come a little hard at BGS, you know, to make sure he can maintain a certain rep to it as well. If we gonna be honest about that.
Okay, so let's be honest about that. And shout out to Ian, because that's who that is talking. Shout out to Ian Graves. Okay, so let me make one thing clear, and I've said this in multiple streams. I'm not competing for nobody's audience. I don't give a fuck about that. Now, whether you choose to believe me when I say that is your prerogative, right? And shout out to everybody in the chat. I ain't even shout people out. Toya, I see you. What's going on? Adric, Grab Second Gear, First Class Kings. Was it Dollar Washer? That's a dope ass name. Gender War Law, what's happening, bro? Miss KP, hey. Zentoba, what's going on? JBA, what's up? My man Dom, Huff is in the building. Compassionate and callous. Oh, I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to see you. All right. You stay your ass right there. Prime, what's going on? Cool man, what's happening, man? What's happening? So let's you know, whether a motherfucker choose to believe me or not is their business. But niggas who know that when the Pearl shit happened, I was walking away from this shit. Right? Then when the other shit, when motherfuckers start clapping at each other, I was walking away from them and shit. Motherfuckers started to complain that I wasn't streaming enough. It wasn't until motherfuckers, I had a bunch of people saying, yo, Marcus, don't go. I started my Patreon. So if motherfuckers want to do, if they want me to be here, I'd rather talk what I want to say. I'd rather say all the shit that I want to say on a space where I can say it. So I started a Patreon. I'm like, if people want me to stay here, I'll do the Patreon. Right? So I did the Patreon. I almost walked away from this shit twice, at least twice. Right? And for people that don't know where the Patreon is, there it is right there. There it is right there. You understand what I'm saying? If motherfuckers wanted me here, that's what they joined, right? So that's what I did for that, because there's a lot of fuck shit going on here. And I ain't even talking about, the SBE guys. Look, just to be clear, SBE, shame, blame, and explain, according to its definition, is minimum in the black manosphere. According to the definition that Ty City outlined, that is the minority in the black manosphere. But just understand that any movement that you're a part of, or any crew that you're a part of, sometimes you're going to disagree with your people. And sometimes that shit got to be called the fuck out. Period. I want somebody to call out inconsistencies. You can go to my shorts, because I started posting shit from old videos that I did. Ain't none of my shit changed. So this idea of me going at BGS, you would have to ask him, does he feel like I'm going at him? That's number one. Number two, the idea that because they said the same shit about me and Dennis. I want to tell motherfuckers in the cheap seats who don't understand how this shit works on this fucking platform. When you go at a large channel, a large content creator with a large following, you take L's. You don't win. So when if you talk about a Dennis Sperling or you talk about a BGS Idmore, you lose subs. You don't gain them. So Ian, what I would challenge you to do is start a channel and then talk shit about somebody that's well respected in this space and see how that works out for your progress of your channel. For this idea that anybody thinks that there's some sort of strategy behind disagreeing with a well-known, look at the guys, right? The guys who come at BGS and look at their numbers. Look at the guys who come at BGS. Look at their numbers. Tell me how many views they get, how many subs they have. The guys who come at Dr. T, how many views? I don't come at Dr. T, that's my guy. But the guys who come at these big name guys in the space, tell me how their channels are doing. For anybody that think that's a strategy, right? Let's talk intelligent. Look at their channels. Y'all always talk about, these guys don't get no views until what? They talk about us, right? Until they talk about us, that's when they get views. So this idea, first of all, if you think that I'm strategizing about anything that I say, if you think anything that I say has some sort of agenda or motive in terms of me building a channel on this platform, BGS is one of the guys brought me here. I say this shit all the time. BGS, one of the guys brought me here. And if you go into my videos, me and BGS, we've debated on different topics numerous times. It's there. Go look at it. Go look at it. This ain't new. Me and BGS agree 90% plus of the time. So when I disagree with the man, I'm going at him for his constituency. Ian, no disrespect to you. And notice when somebody says no disrespect, it always follows some disrespect. But you don't, that doesn't sound intelligent coming from you, Ian. That I would go at BGS for his constituency, because when I started this channel, Ian, your name is in the intro. You were a co-host of this channel. Me, you, and Shane. You know better. You know better. What are you talking about? I'm challenging BGS for his constituency. You don't go at respected content creators in this space and gain. You lose. And I take L's keeping it honest and keeping it real for this audience. If you don't agree with me, fine. But I'm telling you the truth from my position, from my point of view. I'm doing my best to try not to say truth as I know it. These are my real views. This ain't me capping for an audience or for no views or for no subs. I don't give a fuck about that. How many times I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck. And I'll say that as many times as it takes for this video to be demonetized, nigga. So for Ian Graves, who comment is that, who made that comment that I'm challenging or going at BGS for his audience. Start you a channel and go at whoever and see how that works for you. You've been on a lot of people's panels and you were a co-host on this channel. People know who you are. Start a channel. And then use that strategy and see how it works. I don't come on here going at motherfuckers because I'm competing. What the fuck is this? Coke versus Pepsi, nigga? I don't care. How many times BGS has been on this channel and we agree? How many times I pop up in this chat and agree with him? He just did a whole series about game. And he wanted my input. I popped up on it. BGS, you right. When the motherfucker right, I'm going to say he right. When you wrong, I'm going to say you wrong. What the fuck is going on here? I respect my elders, but I'm going to tell them they wrong if they wrong. Or we agree or disagree. And me and BGS have been doing that since I've been here. You can ask him. So miss me with the bullshit about I'm going at somebody for their audience. Oh, you went at Uncle D for his audience. For what? The motherfuckers came here and flagged the shit out of me. What are you talking about? Did I pull back what I said? Did I change? Did I buckle? No, motherfucker. I've doubled down and posted a video with real proof from Facebook posts and video of shit he said that changed or flip-flopped or contradicted other shit he said. Did that change niggas' minds? No, because niggas don't give a fuck about facts. I've never changed my position on shit. What are you talking about? There's no content strategy here. I'm consistent. I'm as consistent as a quartz timepiece, nigga. So let's go into another. You know what? Let me play the rest of this clip because I got to give Kev his props. So let's play the rest of the clip.
Okay. Well, I will say for Marcus, he said that on his stream earlier that that's just the kind of, relationship that him and BGS have. Is not that he's trying to be disrespectful or fighting for a constituency. I think that Marcus has solidified his own audience.
All right. Is everybody competing for the same?
So that was the whole clip. But shout out to Kev, black men being brutally honest. I appreciate you, bro. I didn't ask Kev to defend me or speak for me, but he did. Shout out to Dr. Thunder. I see you, man. Sometimes me and Dr. Thunder disagree. And I respect Dr. Thunder. And he knows that. And we going to disagree some more when we do our, you know, a lot of the stuff we got coming up. Tito, I see you in the background, bro. Right. So I just want to make this clear. Like, this idea that what we ain't allowed to disagree with motherfuckers without it being a diss. So I'm going to play another one. So let's play this. Shout out to Charles Faulkner.
You got people on these shows who say, well, is the black manosphere about speaking, getting women back to the table? Partially, yes. Yes. You can make negotiations, and negotiations don't have to go as well. Some men have to go and see how these women think about you.
Okay, so Charles, what's going on, Charles? Woo! Shout out to my man, Sergeant Faulkner. And we'll call this motherfucker by his proper title, Sergeant Faulkner. And I fuck with Charles. I listened to a good portion of this video, and most of the shit he said makes sense. But let's talk about this part, since it's more on the side of things that I commented on. He says that partly that the black manosphere is about bringing women back to the table. Listen, and then he likened the black space or the black manosphere space to Christianity and its different denominations. Check this out. The book of, you know, NIgg'otiations, chapter 11 says, okay, let's bring black women back to the table. If you guys want to do that, again, I've said it over and over and over. Do it. I'm not going to facilitate that. If a black manosphere content creator wants to do that, that's fine. But don't make that the foundation of the space, because it's bullshit. And shout out to General Tito, because he's going to be up here in a minute, and I'm going to let this man sound off. You know, the last video we was talking about MGTOW, red pill, and things of this nature. Let me get something straight. And if you don't believe it, you can go back to my last two videos. Red pill is just awareness. How you choose to move with this awareness is up to you. There's this idea that red pill means you in the corner beating the blood out your dick or some shit by yourself with no women. Or that MGTOW means that too. Neither one of them mean that. Neither one of them mean that. Being red pill does not mean that you must be single. I said in the last video that I did, red pill is not about, oh, you got to be single. You got to be some incel, celibate motherfucker monk. It's like, oh, black men can't be red pill. Well, this is true. But this is a red pill space. Right? Everybody in prison is a criminal. Not everybody, but everybody in prison. In this space, this is a red pill space. I'm sure, and I've said it a million times, there's a lot of blue pill motherfuckers in here masquerading as red pill. Some of them are content creators and some of them consume the content. But if you call yourself red pill or say that you're red pill aware, but then you move in that awareness, you know, awareness of this beast you're dealing with. Red pill in reference or context to women's nature is understanding the beast that you're dealing with and moving in according to with this information, in accordance with this information, so you don't get fucking fucked up. Bringing women back to the table is the same old mating strategy that one does not being red pill aware. If you say you're red pill aware and you still use the old blue pill mating strategy and you get fucked up, you bleed, you burn, whatever happens to you, I'm going to laugh at you. Look, you could do what you want. If you go get married to get into a relationship red pill aware and you move in accordance with red pill, you will win. That's what I want for niggas. I'm not laughing at niggas or shaming niggas for wanting relationships or marriages. I'm laughing at you if you go do some dumb shit and you claim to know better. When you know better, you do better, right? If you claim to know better, which is red pill, it's awareness. If you're saying you're aware, but you're moving like you're unaware, you a stupid motherfucker. That's my opinion. Clip that, run with it, respond to it. I don't care. If you move old school mating strategy as a red pill aware person, you a dumb motherfucker, period. Period. Anything that you're aware of that you move in conflict to knowing better makes you insane, stupid, etc. Whatever. If you know 1 + 1 = 2 and you don't move in the corners of that, then something's wrong with you. And you're not, at least you're not my audience. Let's play a bit more. T, I'll be right with you, man.
They have to. If you don't like the negotiations, you can easily walk out on them.
In order to walk out, you got to walk in. You got to be there. Black women are not negotiating with niggas. At least not the ones y'all want. Understand that all the shit that we say about black women here, the ones with all the babies, the ones with the high body count, the ones, all that shit y'all talk about, I'm gonna say all the ones we talk about, the high body count women, the single mamas, the ratchet females, all of this other shit. You know what I'm saying? These are the ones you want to negotiate with. Because the ones without all of that, the ones in their 20s with all the fly shit that you want in your woman, they ain't at the negotiating table. They ain't at the meeting. They not at the meeting. You know what I'm saying? They're not there, man. So these negotiations are happening with a lot of post-prime women, low-value women, if you want to use that term, right? These are not the women you want. That's why these niggas say, yo, y'all complain. The women y'all don't want. The women y'all don't want are willing to negotiate. And some of them aren't. Some of them aren't. Right? See, motherfuckers think the negotiating table looks like this shit. This is the thing they think this is going to be at the negotiating table. The negotiation table really looks like this shit. That shit right there. This is who you going to see at the negotiating table. And even she going to tell you can't have the shit you want. She going to tell you, nah, she ain't doing that shit. Nope, hell no, fuck you. And before I bring Tito on, let me show you, we're going to talk about this list, Tito. I know you've seen this shit, man. Let's bring it up. Hold on. Let's bring this shit up. The group of ladies make a list of places men shouldn't take them on the first. I know you've seen this shit. And if you haven't, matter of fact, let me bring you up in here, man. Let's get it popping, man. Group of ladies make a list of places men shouldn't take them on the first. This is the young bitches. And some old.
Yeah, some of them are old too. I seen their ridiculous ass list. And you know what? The way that a lot of these females look and act, they should be happy that a nigga wants to take them anywhere. They really should be. But if that's the hill that they go die on, that's perfectly fine with me. And I'm sure it's perfectly fine with them. You know what I'm saying? If that's what they standards are, that's what they standards are. But let's see who adheres to that. Let's see if they ain't the next one on the video like that fat bitch from 2 weeks ago talking about some, I just do like this because I want somebody to touch me. Let's see if they ain't the next one making a touch starvation video, as a lot of psychologists have coined it. You know.
So Tito, I'm gonna run through this list, man. Man. This is just in case nobody can see it on their screen. So here's a list of places women absolutely refuse to go on a first date to. And thank you to the ladies who reached out to help me on this list. Number 1, Cheesecake Factory. That's out of here. 2, Applebee's.
Wait a minute. How is Cheesecake Factory out of here when in certain cases that's like a $80 a plate restaurant? And I know I can hear the generational poverty in some of these coming out of some of these hoes throat. They ain't never had nothing $80 a plate. Right. You know how many bitches on pulled off the motherfucking garbage heap and took to a restaurant that they probably a level that they never go experience in their life in terms of culinary arts.
So number 2 is Applebee's, bro. So I guess that 2 for 20.
Why not? What if you call the guy short notice, right? And y'all and it's like around the holidays or around some holiday where everything is booked up.
Now they're gonna be at that table with their phone on social media, posting to everybody that you took them to Applebee's. It's your first and last date, etc., etc. Look, hey, we could talk about how much sense it don't make. This is their list.
That's funny. Philly, hopped off after a couple of Applebee's dates. That's funny.
So Chili,
Chili's too. Top straight off after that Chili's date. First date, yeah.
Right. Olive Garden. Olive Garden's on the
lactose intolerant, man. That make me shit. So yeah, I agree with that one.
Bro, the movies.
I thought dinner and a movie was traditional. What's wrong with it now?
The movies is out of there.
What I thought a dinner and movie was supposed to be some traditional shit. Okay.
Your house.
It's food. Bitch, it's food at my house. Is it food at your house? I don't have to wait for public aid to come on to go on my refrigerator. What's in your wallet? Keep going.
So any fast food chain.
Okay.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Again, the poverty level that a lot of these women are at, going to Buffalo Wild Wings is a height above what they used to.
Wingstop. Red Lobster.
Red Lobster? Huh. I mean, I'm not into seafood like that anyway.
Me neither.
But again, that's another one where the poverty level that most of these women are at. Like, are you serious? Do they think that we don't read the United States Department of Labor statistics? Do they think that we don't read the how many black women are living up under the poverty line and all of that shit? We know the government is telling us that you hoes are broke. You haven't had a lot of this shit.
So, well, like I said it in the past stream, these chicks will live in squalor. Luxury arrives when you get there.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. So, a buffet, any buffet, can't take them to a buffet. That's out of here. IHOP, Denny's, the gym.
Whoa. IHOP
out of here.
You know how many times I met a hoe in the club and she talking about she want to go home with me, but then beg me with her starving ass, beg me to go to IHOP, and then I take her home and fuck all of the pancakes out of her. Get the fuck out of here. Keep going.
So are you saying this is cap, Tito?
A lot of that is cap, yeah, but keep going. We go humor whoever tabulated this ridiculous ass list. Yeah, it's mostly cap.
So you can't take it to the gym. The gym is on the list. You can't
no hoe go to the gym with me, no way.
Right.
I still work out damn near on the level of an active athlete. Why would you want to go to the gym with me anyway?
Right. So church is off the list. Church. That's out of here. Church is out of here. So Starbucks and coffee.
And you know why church is off the list? You know why church is off the list?
What's up?
Because they scared that you go get in there with one of them deaconesses that still look good, and they gonna take you from they broke ass. That's why.
Coffee dates.
That's why they afraid of church.
Right. Coffee dates, ice cream dates.
Yeah, whatever.
Family functions.
Family functions. That's weird because a lot of these bras are quick to try to take you around their family after you only knew them a couple days.
Right. So what is it? Movie night, Netflix, Hulu, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Bowling.
Yep.
Bowling is out of there.
Bowling is out of there. Even though, like if you been here before, Marcus?
Chicago, nah.
Nah,
I've never been to Chicago.
It's a few bowling alleys where that shit costs a lot. Like you go to Hyde Park Bowl or I think American Lanes out there in Bolingbrook, that costs a lot.
So you got nightclubs. They put nightclubs. Can't take a bitch to the club. Hookah bar. Hookah bar's out of there. A bar just for drinks. Out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Waffle House. I wouldn't take a bitch to Waffle House. I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I probably wouldn't even.
I mean, because I wouldn't go. I don't.
And Waffle Houses tend to be kind of ratchet. That's not. I don't like going there either.
Right. So sports events.
Sports events.
Yeah, that's what I say. You know what's not on this list?
That's a stupid ass list right there. Like So if your baseball team is in the playoffs right now and you won tickets or something through your job and you got like tickets like in the third row behind third base or behind the plate. So whoever these dumbass broads are, so they go turn down like a fucking $400 ticket. I don't get it.
So shout out to Jay Moore. He said, listening while driving in Denver, Colorado. Thanks for the information and insight. No doubt. Thank you for the super chat, bro. So this list represents, right? You know, it represents what the demands are on the other side. And what it also represents is, you know, there's no negotiation happening. There are demands being made on one side.
You know what? Let's humor that list for a minute. Right? Let's humor that list for a minute, right? So, and wait a minute, let me respond to this. I'm finna do it like I'm on my channel. It's somebody in the chat asking. Let me address that right quick. Dudes really want free pussy in 2023.
Yeah, I saw that.
No Keep C, you fucking simp. Niggas, we know that there's no such thing as free pussy, but we also think that it's silly for you to try to dictate how a man is gonna spend his money when your ass probably lucky that he's spending it on you in the first place, nigga.
First of all, a nigga using the phrase free pussy, either you a pimp or a trick, and you don't sound like
he don't sound pimpish none whatsoever. So,
right? Niggas want free pussy, so you pay for pussy then.
Yeah,
I mean, or
everybody extends some portion of their wealth, you know, to be around women or whatever. But that's not what anybody is saying, goofy ass nigga.
Well, it costs money to go kick it with somebody, spend time with somebody, this and that and third, right? I think that
even if a woman, even if you stayed in a big giant like 50-story condo building and you lived on the 20th floor and there was some woman that lived up on the 48th floor and she texted you and was like, man, what you doing, man? Why don't you come up here? Even that's gonna cost you money, because the first thing you gonna do is get up and wash your ass. You running your water bill up. You go use your soap up. You go use your cologne up. Hopefully it's some $80 an ounce shit. It's even costing you money just to go and try to get some pussy inside the same building that you in. But so we already know it's no such thing.
Well, let me explain the difference in the context, though, Tito. Free pussy implies that you giving the woman the money to fuck her, right? Yeah. Or that she's getting some benefit. Getting up, washing my ass, even taking the cab to get to her. She's not getting none of this money. I'm not giving this to her, right? It's costing me money, just like it costs women money to do their hair and get pretty, to go out on a date with you. It's not paying for dick. It costs money to do these things. It costs us money to move, just to move, right? But what I'm saying is, when niggas say shit like free pussy, that implies that the money or the benefit is going directly to the female for her attention. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the difference. Right. So
yeah, we got a lot of simps up in here today. Shannon B, yeah, nigga, I stay fresh. Yeah, I was gonna wash my ass anyway. Yeah, I got outfits that is shit on you. I got outfits that cost more than your whole rent, nigga. I got glasses that cost, yeah. I will still go wash my ass anyway. But it's just like, I just want to make sure I'm fresh, weak ass nigga. You probably the same nigga that's got shit stains in your fucking drawers asking me a fucking question like that. But I digress.
So let's read KB. She said, Miss KP Bailey said, if she's interested, she'll take a taco truck and an ice cream cone just to be in his presence. And we any guy that's been truly desired by a female has had these sorts of experiences. You understand what I'm saying? You've had the girl that'll go, you know, either above and beyond, or she'll invite you out. Like, I've been invited out several times in my lifetime, man. So, like, you know, this exists. And somebody asked me, so what's the mating strategy? And we'll get into that later. Leon says, most women in my early 20s and mid 2000s was not asking to go out to eat before dropping the drawers, aka before social media. This is a fact. I think social media changed a lot of shit. Shout out to Leon. Thank you for the super chat. But, you know, again, like, women been on a bullshit before social media. I just think that not only has this exacerbated shit, but it's showing more shit than we're used to seeing, in the same way that we see more police shootings because people got their phones out. What social media has done is it's made women's shit more visible, because this is not new shit. You understand what I'm saying? This is not new shit. So Paul Johnson says this list is for the men who they don't find attractive. And so
yep, that's exactly
right. So with that being said, right? And before we get into like the heart, because you know what we came here to do, Tito. Before we get into the heart of the conversation, right? I want to say this, and this is in response to at least what Paul Johnson is saying. This list is for the men that they don't find attractive. This is facts, right? I often hear, you know, the skills and resources conversation. When I say that dudes should build themselves up and build value, part of it is financial. But, you know, building yourself up financially ain't necessarily to keep women in line, because we see guys
your own mobility.
Right, exactly. And it's more about giving yourself more options to not, you know, change the environment like guys in the space say, but more so maybe change your environment. Means get out of the environment that you're in that might not be working for you, and enter another environment. Right. And you know, if you can't, like the people say, well, everybody can't change their environment. I don't mean alter the current environment. I mean change your environment. Get the fuck out of where you at and go somewhere else.
Well, wait a minute. Can I excuse me? Can I humor that list for a minute?
Let's talk about it. Let's go.
It's been certain times where I would take females to stuff on the first date that wasn't on that list. And it wouldn't be that I was, I guess, feeling magnanimous or nothing like that, or like splurging. It would just be that I happen to have a ticket to the event through, you know, one of my homies, one of my connections or whatever. And they wouldn't even be able to go anyway. Right. I actually, at a job I was working at, they actually gave away a holiday raffle. They gave away some tickets to the Kabuki. And I tried to take a broad to that on the first date, and she couldn't even find nothing to wear. I ended up taking somebody else because she couldn't even find nothing to wear. And then she like, oh, well, can I borrow $100 to get an outfit? I said, you know what? Don't even worry about it. I was gonna take her to a restaurant or something after that, but I'm like, damn, you can't even. Or a lot of these girls that talk all of this shit about what a date needs to cost and where they want to get took and all of this and how many stars the restaurant gotta have. They don't even understand how to take in the courses of the meal. They don't understand that you go get a sorbet or a salad first. They don't understand the man having to have a jacket on. They don't understand them having to be suitably attired. They don't understand what fork to fucking pick up. They're not even prepared to go to this shit that they demanding in most cases.
So let's throw one more up, right? I'm gonna pull this down for a second, man. And we're gonna talk about what he said about the men that they don't find attractive, because there's this belief that women, because we seen girls do the glow up, right? And there's this belief that men are just stuck with however they look. Like men can't become the more attractive dude. And as soon as you start telling dudes that this is possible, and then you tell them how to do it, they come at you because self-improvement. Oh, you talk about self-improvement, this and that, and that. Like, okay, so do it your way. Your way is working for you. Stay where you are, right? And I'm not saying that women will automatically behave or whatever. Joe Ross will definitely be different, right? Let me take this down, right? Because there's another situation that needs our attention, right? So let's see who's seen this, right? So woman says that the date dashed on her, right? Did you see this one?
I didn't see. I heard about it, but I didn't have a chance. I think I know what this is. Is this the oyster lady?
This is the oyster lady. So woman says date dashed
Roll the
after
footage.
she slurped down 48 oysters, right? And it sparked the
And
debate.
that's another thing. That's another thing. Keep going. I'm sorry. I'm gonna wait till you get finished. And that's another thing. But keep going.
Right. So she says that they were so good, I was not expecting it to be that good. She says in the viral video as she slurps down her oysters, it was just so good. Now, okay, so social media is in an uproar, debating whether a woman who says a date invited her out for drinks was in the right to order almost 50 oysters, some potatoes, and crab cakes, in addition to multiple drinks, for which he apparently later skipped out on paying. The woman, who goes by Equana on social media, chose Fontaine's Oyster Bar in Atlanta as the location for their first date because she was coming anyway, and it has the best oysters in Atlanta. She says in the video, with 5 million views on TikTok and 28 million views on X. Equana also says in the video that the date had been texting her for weeks talking to himself, and she agreed to see him because she was bored and had time. She ain't want to go nowhere with this nigga. She wasn't even interested, right? Plus, the oysters are only $15 a dozen on Tuesdays. So Equana ordered 4 dozen. She also
$60.
ordered some potato, right? She ordered some potatoes and crab cakes, right? Her date excused himself before the bill came and never returned. The date's explanation.
I don't think it's about the bill. I don't. Now that you saying what the tally is for the bill, I don't think it was about the bill. But I'm gonna get to that after we get through.
Absolutely not, right? So the date's explanation via text was he invited her out for drinks, and she ordered all that food. According to a screenshot Equana showed in the video of what she says is their exchange after she texted him asking why he left early without paying. He offered to send her money just for the drinks. Nice guy. Nice guy. Social media users ripped into Equana for a myriad reasons, including ordering too much, possibly fabricating the story of being on a date. Some think she was there alone, not tipping enough, and recording on her phone instead of enjoying her date. Some defended her and offered to go to Fontaine's with her in the future. Others disagreed with both parties' behavior, right? So, all right, I'm gonna let you speak on this, man. You go ahead and drop some science on this, man. But
okay,
I already know what I feel about this shit here.
You see Shawty Shit Stain down there in the chat though. But yeah, okay. What's up, Shawty Shit Stain? Holla at me. So I really don't think, especially when you say okay, they 15 a dozen, so that's 4 dozen, 48. That's 15 times 4 is 60 plus some little appetizer odds and ends. I don't think that it was because of the bill. I really don't. This is what I think it was over. First of all, I know people gonna say, "Oh, this SBE," but as a lady, or you know what, not just as a lady, you know what, I take that back, not just as a lady, period. It's certain foods that you don't eat on first dates. Like it's certain foods that women, and I've been like 5 years in, will never fucking see me eat. Okay. And oysters, I don't fuck with oysters, but that would clearly qualify as one of them. Like, I'm not about to go nowhere with you on the first date as a woman and order no goddamn ribs and have shit all up here in my beard. I'm not about to do that.
Right.
It's very unbecoming, right? So that's where that's the first place she fucked up right there, is about order. Why would you order so shit? It looks disgusting. It's no way to be dainty while you're eating an oyster. It's no way to look demure while you're eating an oyster.
I don't think
right? It's no way to look like a gentleman or a player while you're eating an oyster. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think she was aiming for that.
Yes, and so that's the thing. She flat out turned this nigga off. And not just the fact that she ordered the oysters, that she ate so many of them. A lot of y'all, look, let me explain something to y'all ladies. And again, this ain't SBE. A man might start out with you like this and then watch you eat, and it's like this. For real. It's a turn off to watch a gluttonous ass woman. And I don't want to hear none of that gender diversity equality shit. It's a turn off to sit there and watch a gluttonous ass woman, especially when you eating a food that you gotta slurp. Right? Why would you? That's why the man left. And then not only is he watching a gluttonous ass woman, right? Not only is she eating something that looks disgusting, on top of that, you eating some shit that stink because it's got garlic butter in it. It's seafood with garlic butter in it. So your fucking breath is gonna smell like the goddamn biking shorts of the Fordham University women's field hockey team. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants that. That's why that nigga left.
So let me give you my opinion on this, and then I guess we, give Shannon B all the attention that he's campaigning for in the chat.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
because you really want attention, dog.
Yeah.
And I love trolls. So let's talk about. Let me say what my opinion of this is. That motherfucker knew he was getting used. She came through. She ordered all that shit. She ordered all that shit. This is after he's, inviting her out like for drinks, and she decided to OD on the bill. She got her phone out, obviously. He can see that she got her phone out. He knows what's going on, right? So, Shannon B talking about, you red pill aware guys. No, that motherfucker was red pill aware enough to leave that bitch in the shit by herself. So tell me how that whole winning, Shannon B, right? So niggas can't even figure this lame shit out. No, see, one of you blue pill lame niggas would have stayed there and paid for that shit, because that's what real men do, right? Right? But that motherfucker said, you know what? This shit ain't even it. I'm out of here. Aside from, everything that, you're saying, Tito, that motherfucker was smart enough to say, nah, man, she ain't about to play me like this. Her whole attitude probably was now. I mean, I haven't seen the video because I'm sure there is one. Because these chicks can't just can't help but post, shit as content. So, she ain't want to fuck with him, but she wanted to get those delicious oysters that she loves so much and have this nigga pay for it. Right? So she decided this was an opportunity. And she went out there, OD. She was going to OD on this nigga. He was going to pay for it. And then she was going to show the world how she just finessed this nigga. But she finessed her goddamn self. Shannon B. Right? Shannon B. Those dumbass red pill niggas. Bitch there by herself. Finessed. Right? Finesse.
Oh, now he claiming that she made the video by herself and there was never a guy there.
Yeah, right. So yeah, sure.
Yeah,
sure.
It's always a trapdoor there for him from some simp ass motherfucker like him.
Sure. No, she made it up. that would make her still an idiot, right? That means she's an attention whore. There's no way for her to win in this situation. Why would she fake her getting played at a restaurant? Why would she create this skit, this fake situation to embarrass herself and get roasted on the internet? That would mean she's a dumb bitch, right?
Yeah.
You know, these bitches that's winning, right, Shannon B? That means she's a dumb
because
broad.
that reduces her social profile amongst other women. Damn, you must not be on shit. You can't even get that nigga to pay for your shit.
So, you know, he's over here talking about, you know, these ladies getting their paper up. So this bitch went, they're getting their paper up. So this chick went out by herself, bought 48 oysters, a bunch of other food, taped it, right? Recorded it to make herself look like an idiot on social media. So tell me what paper she's getting from this, my nigga. Where these goofy niggas come from, bro?
And they always come here. They are a lot of goofy niggas like Shorty Shitstain or Shannon Shitstain. They always come to these channels with this shit.
Right.
I don't get it.
So you came here to tell us how the bitches is winning, right? To inform us dumbass red pill aware niggas, right? That these bitches are getting a paper. I hope they giving you a cut, nigga. So what is your your game?
Wait. He says that she got paid to promote a restaurant. Promo it to who? People with type 2 diabetes. Look at all them fucking rolls in the neck.
So
who is she promoting the restaurant to?
So in order to promote a restaurant, this is what we doing. We gotta play like somebody skipped on a bill and left us with 48. So she had to create a situation where she looks like an idiot to encourage people to go eat these delicious oysters. Would this be a promotional campaign that you would come up with, Young DC 979?
Hey, Shorty Shitstain. This is promotion right here. This is promotion right here. That's promotion right here. You see that? That's promotion right there. That shit wasn't promotion, my nigga.
I swear to God. I swear to God. I swear to God. Okay. No doubt. No doubt, bro. No doubt. 5 million views means what? I swear. What does that mean? I swear to God, these niggas is fucking. I bet you this is one of them niggas that can sent the brick bitch some GoFundMe money.
Yep.
Right. Yep. Anyway, no. Red pill is what made that nigga leave. You creating stories about how the bitch allegedly, promoting a restaurant. So you made up that shit all by yourself. He came up with a whole promotional campaign and she faked the nigga and she was paid by the restaurant to endorse the oysters. Nobody said this. You came up, Detective Shannon B cracks the case. The fuck out of here, man. Detective Shannon B. He said, what nigga did y'all see? Okay. How many niggas do you see when the bitches fly to Dubai? How many niggas do you see when the bitches is at the beach? How many bitches do you see on these niggas on these bitches? So pardon me. How many niggas do you see on these bitches social media when they do any flexing?
Thank you. And you know that it's a nigga that paid for that shit, but they not in the fucking in the camera. Or they don't even do this with their phone. They don't even do this and swing that motherfucker around right quick.
You never, when these chicks is taking pictures of themselves at restaurants and taking pictures of their food, you never see a nigga. You fucking idiot.
Maybe he ain't never been out with a bitch before.
This goofy ass nigga.
Maybe he ain't never been out with a bitch before.
This goofy ass nigga right here. You never see the nigga. They always hide that motherfucker. And it be niggas like you taking pictures for a bitch social media when y'all flying out. Y'all go out to eat. Y'all doing anything that she can flex on, say she finesse your dumb ass. You behind the camera. Anyway, man, let's ignore this nigga. So we gonna move forward, man. So we an hour in. Let's get to this poll. let's get to this poll, right? Shout out to BGS and more. BGS and more made the assertion that most of the black manosphere wants to save the community. Now, do I feel like some of these guys feel that way? Absolutely. Absolutely. He said that the space was founded upon bringing black women back to the table. And if the space was founded upon that, and I know you beg to differ, Tito. I know you beg to differ.
No.
But before well, hold that thought. Before we get into that, he says that in 2023, that the majority of the people that watch this content are still in the feeling, because whatever he says the space was founded on. I asked him, I said, do you think that in 2023, you know, given all the things that happened, you know, you got your Kevin Samuels did this and talked to all these women and he died and they danced on his grave and pissed on it, right? Do you think that men still in the majority in the black manosphere, because, you know, we got into this whole thing about, you know, black manosphere versus general manosphere, but in the black space, black manosphere, do you think that the majority of them still want to save community? When I go on everybody's channel, when I go to, you know, when I'm in my chat, when I'm in BGS chat, all the content creators, when I'm in their chat, I see guys echoing the sentiment of either indifference, a walk away, SYSBM. Now, whether they really practice this off the internet is their own prerogative. But what I'm saying is, in this space, the conversation that these guys tend to, you know, speak like or gravitate to, I would say, is indifference, SYSBM. Now, BGS has been here for a minute. A lot of these guys that have been here for a while, they've built up their audience. They got a bunch of subscribers and things like that. So it would have you believe that, you know, this is what we on is what they're on. But I've told BGS, I said, because he's one of the bigger names of the space, that what he tends to say tends to be the belief from the outside, the mood and the tone of the actual space, right? I told him that. I got clips of that. But what we're going to do is first go to this poll. Let's go to this poll, Tito.
Please, because I was looking for it in another window. So please put it up, because I was looking for it.
You know, it's on my channel. It ain't that deep. So let me pull that up. Let me pull up my page, my community tab. And if you don't follow my community tab, you need to. So let me scroll down. And here we go. Right now, we got 270 votes on here. So let's share the screen. So the caption on this is creators are speaking for the audience, and I want the audience to speak, right? So the choices, and there's 270 votes here. The choices are save the community / table negotiations, or indifference, SYSBM, right? BGS made his assertion. He said that 80%, and he says this number comes from his gut feeling, 80% of the space wants to save the community. Not that they are blue pilling in real life, but that they voice these things, these feelings to him while he's telling them it can't happen. Even though when he referenced our city and he said that the mission was accomplished, that we brought the chicks back to the table. And to me, a conversation with other female content creators does not constitute a negotiation. Okay? Talking to women, whether it be on BGS for women or on other female content creators channels, is not a successful, negotiation, or we accomplished the mission of getting bitches to talk to us, right? That doesn't constitute a success story. But he said that the 80% of the guys in this space are communicating to him that they want to save the community or they want to negotiate. Check this out. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let you jump in here. Everybody knows that my channel and BGS's channel, right, are pretty much super overlap. Most of the guys that watch this channel come from BGS's channel. You wouldn't know about me. Most of you guys would say, hey, I heard about you through BGS, or BGS shared your channel with me, or et cetera, or Dr. T, or Green Gorilla, which is pretty much the same circle. So I would say that this poll represents the same audience. Only 270 guys. We get thousands of views on these videos. So 270, it's a sample size. It's a small sample size, I will admit, but it's a sample size nonetheless. If what BGS was saying is true, then this poll should be closer to half than it is. Save the community 6%, indifference 94% in 270 votes. Tito.
I mean,
yeah, it's there.
I don't know what parallel universe that a couple of these guys are in, right? It doesn't even, and I know people are go, well, show me the receipts. I know you're gonna have people, you know, with that shit. And I can tell them that the receipts are all of these guys who still had channels up from back then. Or if you go to any channel that's mirroring their videos, like if you go over there to MGTOW Mirror, you can look and you can binge watch all of those videos, and you're not gonna hear anybody talking about saving the community. I mean, if it was like that, the term community wouldn't even exist, because that's us mocking the shit that we don't want to be in anymore. So I just don't understand what the incentive is to try to participate in this weird form of revisionist history. I don't get it.
So I get a lot of guys, since I've been on this part of the discussion, I get a lot of guys, and even when I posted this poll, that they don't necessarily want to save the community, but they respect BGS, right? They respect BGS, right? And I'm one of those guys. I respect BGS for at least the information. I mean, one thing that can't be taken from BGS is the years of, you know, information that he done pulled a bunch of shit out, like historical data, et cetera, et cetera. You got to get that to him, right? Whether you agree with him about, you know, the history of the space and, you know, when it was founded and who was there and, you know, what receipts or where's the videos and motherfuckers got ran off the block and all this other shit that he said. He's at least put in that work, right? But when it comes to this relationship stuff, it is, like I said, it's my belief that, you know, BGS, and I'd say this to him if he were here, BGS is a black nationalist, and he would like to see things that the way they once were. Now, he's also saying that Marcus, and I want to acknowledge this, he'll say, Marcus, you're misrepresenting my position. He'll say that he's telling these guys it can't work, but they're telling him, but this is what we want, BGS, but. So what he's doing, he's trying to facilitate the wants or the desires of the audience by trying to put together a space where they can speak to women, see that it's not working, and then be in some sort of reality, a red pill reality or red pill awareness about what it is. So being in BGS is somebody who brought me here. I'm gonna do him a favor. I'm gonna, in my own fashion, serve these niggas the most real uncut versions of the shit that, you understand what I'm saying? That your SBE niggas might be like, oh, Marcus, you're talking about women. Absolutely. Because the reality of the beast that you're dealing with has to be told to these niggas. Like your Shannon B's talking about, you dumbass niggas, y'all niggas is lame. You don't know nature of these bitches by now? For guys have been in this space this long, if you're gonna keep going again by the, like I said earlier, Tito, the same mating strategy. I got money, I could provide and protect. I'm a real man. This is the regular mating strategies. And you get lists like this of bitches saying they don't want you to don't take me here, don't take me there. You got to spend this much. And again, all of this is for the niggas that they don't find attractive, which is most men.
Yeah.
Which is most men. I said the provider male is dead. I said this shit already. I'm not going to drag. I think it's crazy to drag niggas through some process of, you know, oh, I'm gonna let you know, we gonna set up a situation, a table, quote unquote, for niggas to speak to women and play themselves.
Wait a minute. Didn't Ilyana Van Zant already do that? I just thought about that. Didn't she already do some shit like that?
It's been done to death, actually.
Yeah, it's been done by her. I think a lot of people tried this shit. The same thing he talking about, and they actually had a way bigger platform, like on cable TV and on network TV. It's been tried. Right. It's been tried. It's failed. And actually, some of our manosphere content is based off of those attempts.
Right.
So it's like
but I want to know where the women are that are the most desired women that are saying that they want to negotiate with black men. The most desired, I'm talking about youthful, feminine, in shape women. Where are the women in abundance saying, black man, we love you, come back? Young women. The women who make these sorts of lists, the majority of them tend to be younger and older chicks who still think that they those bitches.
Yeah.
The chicks that want to negotiate with you, they the chick that fucked with all the niggas y'all talk about.
Yep.
And they ran through and all that.
Yep.
They are burnt match. They are wet cigarette. They are shitted in diaper. And now they want to talk to you. This is your table.
Them the ones that's been had their face pushed through the drywall by one of their baby daddies, thrown out in the rain, the sleet, the snow, slapped in public. You know what I'm saying? Don't have one of their baby daddies impregnate one of their cousins or their sister, just been ran through the ringer. Then they come back. Now that they want to,
right. So what Marcus is not going to do is set up no table for you. I'm going to tell you what the fuck is over there waiting for you. And if you go over there for it, don't come back and say, you know, oh, they ran through and they got 12 babies from 12 niggas. I don't want to hear that shit. If you went over there, you shitted on the space, you went over there, you tried that shit, right? You tried that shit. It didn't work for you. So now you back over here to complain. You tried to make it work. And for people who talk this SBE shit as far as the space is SBEing, show me your happy black wife in your happy black marriage. And I'm talking about the creators. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I want to see it. I'm not telling niggas, and another thing I want to straighten out, I'm not telling niggas to be single, be married, but be in a relationship. But yo, move and protect yourself, because if you get your head smashed, you're not a victim. You're not a victim. You know this. We see this shit every day. Bitches are telling you who they are. Fucking Jada Pinkett got Will Smith looking crazy out here in these streets. All the information is out there, and niggas still like, yo, but we still want to negotiate. And then when niggas say that shit is weak, y'all get mad. Y'all get mad at the other niggas for saying it. Some of y'all are mad at me for saying it. I'm on your team, and I'm saying it. I'm on your team, and I'm saying it. What the fuck else do you want? And again, the space is majority wanting to walk away. They don't want negotiations. This poll, if it ain't enough for you, it's enough for me, because none of you have anything to counter it with other than gut feelings. Your gut feelings, or because you believe a nigga or whatever. Do your own poll. Do your own poll on this motherfucker. I asked the audience. Nobody could tell me what the audience wants. I asked the audience directly. If you haven't voted on this poll, go to it's only 270 votes. Go to that shit and just click whatever you want. I ain't going to tell you what to click. Even if you want to click, say the community to support BGS. I don't give a fuck. Just understand, you're going to lose. It doesn't matter. You're going to lose because more guys in here don't want to talk that old shit no more. The game has changed. So now if it was 2.0, and I'm going to let you speak to this, what the shit was founded upon, because you was here, Tito. Mm-hmm. If it was founded in one place, understand shit changes. And that's just running with the idea that what he's saying is the truth. But let's say it's the truth. Let's for the argument's sake, Tito, let's say the space was founded upon negotiations. It's time to move on from that. Like what Jay-Z says, when do we stop kneeling or some shit like that? When do we get past kneeling? When do y'all get past negotiating? Tito, your comments on the foundations of the manosphere being about bringing women back to the table. What's your comments?
No, the foundations of the manosphere, the subjects that occupy most content, family courts, the hypocrisy of society, a refutation of what feminists was talking about back then with that rape culture shit. It was like millions of hours of content refuting that, right? No fault divorce, female nature, and Brifo's law.
Right.
That was like, I did content with all of that in it. Black Ram did content with all of that in it. Big BKL did content with all of that in it. Everybody, black and white, was doing content with all of those subjects. I can't, and child support. That's what guys was talking about. Guys were talking about issues that were affecting men. I don't remember anything. The first person that I even heard allude to something like that might have been Sergeant Willie P. Other than that, everybody was on the same accord, basically. Everybody was on the same accord. And those are the subjects that they was talking about.
Right. I used to listen to Thugtician heavily.
Oh, yes.
Thugtician was my guy, right?
Yeah.
Definitely a 1.0 guy if you consider him to be I consider him to be 1.0. And I used to listen to SWP back in the days. Those two channels was the guys that I really, really, really listened to. Them two guys, especially Thugtician. You could type in Thugtician in YouTube, and the videos that you're gonna come up with sound nowhere near a negotiation, right? But he's talking about 2.0. So let me ask you this, Tito. Because I hear two sides of this. I hear that people say, well, Obsidian came and one of his agendas was to, negotiate with black women. And I hear some people say in the beginning, he wasn't like that. And later on, he started talking about negotiating with black women. So in your opinion, which one of those is true? Did he start out negotiating or did he come black female fuckery first. Then later on, when his situation changed, his life changed, his relationship status changed, now he wanted to be the negotiator.
No, the latter is true. When he first came out, he was talking about pointing out black female fuckery. He was talking about black men's First Amendment rights, because when he had just came out when Susan Wojciechowski had just took over Google, and so right in the door, that dumb white bitch made black women part of a protected class. So there were women, black women, even though they were being deprived of self-agency and adulthood, they were running a victory lap because they were part of a protective class. So that's what he was talking about. That was the subject matter. He didn't get to the whole table thing until really in the last 2 years, when he started saying shit like, I'm trying to save Keisha from Pookie and Ray Ray and all of this shit. That's when he started talking about a table. That's when it was like he gradually leaned that way. Somewhere along the way, life beat Obsidian down, and he started talking about, being a nondescript man. Like, who the hell talks about themselves like that? Like, damn. Talking about being a non-select man. A non-select man was the term that he coined. Like, that's kind of a fucked up way to describe yourself. And I know people might look at me and say, oh yeah, it's easy for you to say, but I mean, I still wouldn't want to talk about myself like that. But he gradually started with the non-select man. Then he said he was the voice of the non-select man. And then after that, that's when he started talking about, but beauty is everything, thing. Then he started talking about the need to renegotiate beauty. Then that's when the whole table thing came in. But this is really recent, though, when you look at the span of an almost decade-long career on his part. It's really recent.
And this is coming from a guy. Tell them when you jumped on here. What year?
I jumped on here as a content creator in February. Women Are Nasty, the now infamous Women Are Nasty Part 2, following up Black Rams Women Are Nasty, was made in February of 2015.
2015.
February
right?
2015, yeah.
Right. And that was your first video as a content creator.
Yeah, my very first video as a content creator. But I have been different gas subscribers. I started out with Thug, Tishan, and Black Ram and Tommy.
Right, because yeah.
Big BKL.
How do you feel about the term the three horsemen?
That's bullshit. I think that is based in egotism and self-aggrandizement. When you have a few people trying to pass themselves off as being innovators when they just really came in the middle of the race. Matter of fact, I'm gonna mark it off like this, and I'm not speaking out of arrogance or self-aggrandizement. I think I'm the very last of probably me and Killed Organic are probably the very last to come out of Manosphere 1.0. We the last probably fucking two. And then the guys that BGS is talking about is where you make the transition from 1.0 into 2.0. Right?
Now,
that's how I look at it.
What would you say that these guys, whether you're talking about your Obsidians, your Angry Mans, your BGSs, and your O'Shea's, what would you say that they brought to the space? Because I would argue that they did bring something, but what would you, in your opinion, what would you say they brought to the space that was positive? Just being objectively honest.
Really tight editing skills. That's about all I can say. BGS is a real good researcher, but the other two, Angry Man and Obsidian, they brought some really tight editing skills. That's about all I can say. And the reason I say that, yeah, O'Shea too, yeah. and it's not out of malice that I say this, but you have to really examine what are they saying that people haven't heard before. Some people even said the angry man was copying off of me with his style. I don't think so, but a lot of his fellow New Yorkers thought so, right? And it's to the point where you had Johnny come lately niggas that'll come in your chat and be like, oh, Tito is like angry man. And I laugh when I read that because it's like, nigga, I was making videos a whole year before he was. How am I like him? You know?
Right. I remember go ahead.
So yeah, they brought editing skills. I guess they probably raised the bar as far as presentation of videos.
Right.
That's the only positive thing I can think of.
I remember when Angry Man first started because I was watching all his shit. And one thing I never remember him saying is anything about a negotiation, because he's included into this conversation about, you know, oh, we got to bring women back to the table. If I heard him say that, I would remember it, because I think he was the opposite of that. In my opinion, I mean, he was the angry man. Like, he's not the negotiating man or the let's get together man or the let's hold hands man or the kumbaya man. He's the angry man, right? Now, whatever people think of a angry man in 2023, and now he even says that he's not part of the black manosphere, right? Whatever you feel about that. But when he started,
well, you know what I feel about that? You got to realize that when you pass a threshold of a certain amount of subscribers, that you get a representative from Google, and you know them crackers probably bleached his dome and told him to stop saying he was part of the manosphere.
Right. Understood. I mean, and you know, I have a different opinion on guys who say that now than I once did. I'm being honest, right? But I've never heard Angry Man at any point talk about negotiating with black women. I've never heard it.
You know what? You never heard it, but you saw it demonstrated. Remember when he apologized to Crystal and Carrison?
Okay.
Remember that? Remember he got on that panel with Radical?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He got on that panel with Radical Home Goddess and Crystal and Carrison and that Puerto Rican simp Angel Ramirez, and he apologized to her for calling her a bitch. But he demonstrated it before.
But that's not the same thing. It's not the same thing as saying that, huh?
It's not the same.
Yeah. It's not the same as saying, and I understand what you're saying, but it's not the same thing as saying what BGS is saying, that black men as a collective have to negotiate with black women, right? And you know, and again, BGS made a video saying, you know, we played Obsidian saying, you know, me and BGS are guilty as charged of trying to bring black women back to the table. I played it in another video, and if anybody thinks I'm lying, I will post that audio as a short. Okay. Yeah, because I was like, I'm putting words in BGS's mouth, and I had to go dig for clips. Just go to my shorts. It's there, right? So again, he said that this mission was accomplished, that he was successful in doing that. So he said me and Obsidian, and I asked him in the video that he was on my panel. He said, well, that was Obsidian's goal. I said, oh, but you too, you got down with that. Yeah, but it was Obsidian. No, this ain't the bank robbery where you say it was Danny Ocean's idea, and nah, this was the both of y'all. He said me and BGS are guilty as charged of trying to bring black women back to the table. And then he said, we accomplished this mission. We accomplished this mission. So here we are with ridiculous lists about where niggas need to take bitches. And this is the post gender war win for the black manosphere. We won. But these chicks are still out of order. They still doing everything they you know, for all of the things that are happening politically. And for anybody that might say, well, it takes time, Marcus, understand, if it's still taking time, you can't claim a victory, right? You can't claim a victory, you know. So as far as mating strategies are concerned, as far as mating strategies are concerned, you can't still be pushing this provider protector shit with the majority of these females. They're past that. We live in a first world country, so selling yourself off as somebody that can provide and protect, and they not into you, is an L. So we talk about, you know, passport bros, guys. Well, what about the guys who want to remain in the country? You're gonna have to figure out a way to you know, to cohabitate with these women in a way that is going to be damage free, and that's going to be difficult because the you know the environment belongs to them, and he's talking about changing environments. Black men do not have any power over the infrastructure in America. We don't hire and fire. We don't do none of this shit. He's talking about changing environments. Well, when the environment change, meaning we're waiting for the shit to change. We're hoping it changes, and we're hoping that that change brings the women back to us. Tito. Tito, talk to me, man.
It won't, man. It won't. It won't. It won't. As far as for guys who want to stay here, you know what I'm saying? You know, more power to you. Now, we got to examine the reason that you want to stay here. Do you want to stay here because you have a defeatist attitude and you don't think you have any other options? Or do you want to stay here because I guess there's familiarity there? You know, there's a question about somebody who wants to stay here. So, but this, if they build it, they will come, is insane.
Right.
I don't know how anybody could fix their mouth to say that when coming right out of slavery, brothers have built up Pierce City, Arkansas, Rosewood, Florida, Tulsa, Oklahoma, all of these all black towns that brothers built up with wood, mortar, and nails coming right out of damn slavery. And you still had octoroon balls going on while this was going on concurrently, right? I don't know why guys think this when you look at the color purple. This is one of the things that I find disgusting about this country, is that they can make a film like The Color Purple that was set in between the years that it was set in, when in reality what was going on was the Forsyth County forced land evictions, right? And that's actually the only case that black people got reparations, you know, from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, right? And that's what was going on. So we got this long track record of black men building shit. So if it didn't work for them guys back then, why do you think it's gonna work for you now?
Right.
They built up whole entire cities. And I bet you some of them women from those cities was still going and prostituting themselves to white men over in Storyville, Louisiana.
But a lot of black people
right here on 45th Street in Chicago.
Right. A lot of black landowners lost land also. Like a lot of land was taken from either black landowners or their families, and you know, all types of paperwork bullshit or tax bullshit, you know, shit like that. You know, I was watching a video on how they took land from a lot of like the children of landowners, right? You know, without going too much into detail, it's these paperwork loopholes that where they just end up losing the property that their parents or their grandparents paid for, you know, fully paid for shit. And they, you know, they you know, they were able to get that property away from them. So
they would have like basically secret city council meetings, and then they would draw up laws but never inform anybody, right? You don't know something is a law if nobody ever told you. And so they would have something like a city ordinance that says, if I've seen shit like this before. My grandfather's from Oakland, Tennessee, so I've seen shit like this before. He told me that they would do things like they would change the law and they would have it to where like a black person couldn't inherit land from their family unless they have filed a deed request to change it over along with a death certificate, but it had to be before the person was buried. So when somebody died, the first thing people was worried about is the funeral. So a lot of people lost their land like that.
Well,
and then they would just auction it off.
Well, the other thing is, I don't think black people are given that information as readily as other people. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Keith C, right? Keith C asked the question that I think he asked, was BGS wrong in trying that? It made sense at the time. I don't like to use the word wrong, right? But trying what? To bring women back. Listen, I'll say this. What has bringing women to the space done for us? What has it done to the space or done for the space? Now, I've said in past videos, I don't mind women being a talking piece for black male issues if they're not only sincere, but if they're talking to us, talking to black men about the shit black women are doing is like some of these white guys who talk to black people about white racism, right? Don't talk to black people, talk to white people, right? Talk to the women, right? And a couple of the females, right, that that are in the manosphere, they have channels where they talk to women and tell them this, that, and the third, like your, what is it, Pink Book or your Crimson Cure or whatever. And I don't know your opinion on those two, Tito, but like, but you have women who talk to women, but then you got women whose audiences in this space are predominantly men, and they talk to men, and it feels good for men to hear women tell them what women are out here doing. And in some cases, you got female content creators talking to men about, how what they need to do to negotiate with women, or to talk them out of some of the positions that were founded here, like some of the messages that were founded here, or to undo some of the shit that we've done here, right? No, it ain't like that, black man. Or like more recent, there's a stream talking about, was the red pill created to keep black men single and lonely, right? I haven't seen the stream, but that's the title of it. But
who stream was that that posed that question?
I think it was the breakdown. The breakdown, right?
Okay.
Again, I haven't seen this. I don't know what the talking points on it was, so I don't want to, praise it or put it down. But what I'm saying is the title in and of itself was the red pill created to keep black men single and lonely. So an awareness, just an awareness of women, because women go all out to make other women aware of our bullshit, right? The world goes all out to make, they came down on what's her name, Shahrazad Ali, for putting some information out there. Niggas ain't never supposed to know nothing so they can move better. The whole world comes at anybody giving the black men information on how to move with women, or period, right? But again, what have these conversations done for us? Are the women, because at one point Pearl was supposed to talk to Congress and this and that. Are the women in this space doing that? Are the women in this space talking to politicians on black men's behalf and black boys' behalf? Are the black women doing that? Are the black women pushing for any legislation that benefits black men?
The black women are here for the cash apps, dog. Let's just be honest. They're here for the cash apps. You talked about Pink Book Lesson. Pink Book Lessons is just the same. I heard on a video asking why is it that some of these pro-black guys have light-skinned women dick policing. Same shit. Same shit. I'm gonna ask this. and I'm gonna keep asking this. Why is it that before the Cash Apps, before Patreon, before any of this, right? Before the Super Chats, why is it that all you saw was Diana Davidson and Karen Strong? Where was all of the black ladies at the end? They didn't come around until it became profitable. You can't argue that. You can't, nobody can debate that point with me. They never came around until it got profitable.
So Novocaine says the stream you're referring to had MOT in it. You know he ain't talking about shit. But my thing is, and Novocaine, I appreciate the cash. I gotta say thank you for the Cash App, right? So my point is, you know, whether it be content creators or whether it be bringing these women into the space, what has been the gain, right? And again, it was an attempt. It didn't produce nothing. So what's next? We're gonna keep doing this to show it ain't working. Let me show you that it ain't working, and you don't believe me. All right, I'm gonna show you that it ain't working. We're gonna bring the conversation, and so that the new crop of niggas that don't believe, we gotta prove it to them. And then the new crop of non-believers, we got to, yo, bro. I spoke to yesterday. I had a conversation with a kid that was born post 2000. I forget what year he was born. I know he's a Gen Z guy. Yeah. And I asked him, I went crazy, Tito. I was like, damn, I wish this was live. I wish I could bring him on live. I probably can, but I would have rather brought him on and asked him the questions the first time on a stream. I asked him, do you care that your girlfriend is black? He's like, nah, I don't care about that. I said, you know, well, what is your experience dealing with black women versus non-black women? He said, well, at first he wasn't attracted to to black women as a youngster because all he would see is black women bumping heads with niggas. As a kid, this is what he said he saw. He's like, oh, I didn't want no part of that. He said, all I see is black men and black women clapping at each other. And he's what? He's like early 20s now. But that's what he said he saw. And he said most of his guys, like he's like, I said, yo, do you see the shit on the internet? He's, man, I see all types of crazy shit on the internet. These girls is doing the saying crazy and wild shit. And he's a laid back kid. But some of these niggas ain't laid back. They'll tell you emphatically, fuck these bitches. They'll say it straight up. And a lot of them feel that way. So in many aspects, I feel like the conversation we having, Tito, no matter what we say, the shit gonna go the way it's gonna go. No matter how much the baby boomer generation tries to push whatever, you know, whether it be black nationalist, community-minded shit on us, and the Gen X's might say, nah, it ain't like that. This is a Gen X boomer conversation. This is not a millennial or Gen Z conversation. They do not give a fuck. And no panels of chicks that could be their aunties, mamas, or even us. We could be their uncles, fathers. None of this shit matters. This is a conversation that's happening here. And the guys who are in those generations that come here and listen to this shit, they already like, yo, bro, you ain't got to tell us. We already on it. We already on it. So all this shit about, yo, genetic annihilation and, you know, the government secretly wants
That's a gaslight. That's
right.
a gaslight. That's a gaslight.
Right.
That's a gaslight because I've never met a person who didn't have a black father that didn't voluntarily self-identify as black. Never.
Right.
I've never met anybody, man or woman, with a black father that didn't call themselves black. So, I mean, the community is in your nutsack. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where they get this bullshit. I don't know where they get this bullshit about genetic annihilation, but you know what? I had a video back in like 2016, and I said that genetic annihilation is the mating call of the unattractive.
I said that. Yo, shout out to my guys. My term is the undesirables, and shout out to Huff because he knows what I'm talking about. I said a lot of these complaints are the talking points in the complaints are the undesirables. You know, whether you talk about, you know, your guys that are this, that, you know, we know the list of the undesirable features that men have. We know the list of undesirable features that women have. And you got both sides who don't want to change or don't want to alter maybe their physical or other, you know, things, because they want to be sold as a brand new car with an as is title. You understand what I'm saying? And again, I'm not saying that will make these women change, but it will increase your options for the women you're not talking about. Because the first thing I ask dudes is I say, okay, well, if you don't want to fuck with a Keisha, if you want to fuck with a Becky or a Ling Ling or whoever, understand that they want attractive men too. Your shit got to be together for them too, at least in America. I got a phrase that goes date out, fly out, or cash out. If you can't fly out, then date out or cash out. If you can't cash out or fly out, then date out. But again, then you have a different problem. If you can't do neither one of those three things, you have a different problem. Am I tripping? Because you say, well, we can't fly out, Marcus. Everybody can't be a passport bro. This is facts.
Shit, it's more expensive to be a plantation bro than a passport bro.
That's exactly what I said in the last video, man. You'll spend more money trying to get these bitches to like you. What do you think about this? The problem is this. Black men really want black women. I agree with BGS. Our first loves, our first mode of attractiveness is black women. Now, I said it because that's what Marcus, but black men want black women. I agree with that. But being red pill aware don't mean you don't want, you know what I'm saying? It don't mean what you shouldn't want, but if it maybe it's not for you. Maybe you're not a black woman type. But then if she ain't your type, you should be going elsewhere. Speak your truth, but you know, I ain't one of them niggas that, hey man, if you're dating outside of the black community, do it, but just be quiet about your experiences with Keisha. No, talk that shit. But
hell, they certainly not quiet, even when they have a total lack of experience with so-called black men. You got some of these these fucking daffy ass divested bitches that's like fucking between 16 and 19, like, and it's like you ain't even been through shit. What are you talking about?
Right.
What you black men are dogs. What you mad because you saw your high school boyfriend passing a note to another girl? What the fuck are you talking about? They certainly are vocal about they shit. So I mean, get the fuck out of here.
You know, dudes are gonna have to rework whatever their attractiveness shit is. I'm not telling you to fuck with some ugly chicks. I'm just saying, like, this thing, this umbilical cord to black women, you're gonna have to let that go. And I'm talking about for the guys that are struggling with it. The guys who BGS are talking about with the BGS butt, because BGS is saying, oh, these motherfuckers still want black women. Do I think that's most of the guys that watch these videos? No. I think that it's probably a good portion of them.
You don't think he's overstating that just a little bit?
Yes,
I think he's overstating that just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, I took my own poll, and I challenge anybody, any content creator. It ain't got to just be BGS. Any content creator to use my exact poll. Kev did it. He got similar results. He got less votes, but similar results. Unless y'all scared it's going to be something else than what you say, do a poll. Ask the audience. Don't speak for the audience. Ask the audience. Do they want to save the community and negotiate with these chicks, or if they want to walk away? Period. You understand what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. I just don't think that it makes sense to keep doing the same shit over and over. I don't care if, because the foundation and the three horsemen, none of that shit means shit in 2023. This is what, 10 years later? That was 2013. This is 10 years later. We might as well start talking about flat earth or some shit. You know what I'm saying? If we gonna stick to old shit, well, we started here, so we gotta end here. That's intelligent and logical. If you ain't vote on that poll, please do. I got 270 votes that say motherfuckers want to hear a message of indifference. Motherfuckers want to hear a message of SYSBM, whatever that means to you. So for some, it means date a non-black woman. Me personally, I happen to think it means more than that. And somebody might say, well, Marcus, that wasn't the intended tenets or the intended meaning. But okay, that's cool. But if you prefer black women, just understand the nature of the beast you're dealing with and just move accordingly. No matter how many times I say that, niggas respond like I said something else. Or that I call married niggas simps or niggas in relationships. I ain't never say none of that shit. Find the clip. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? We gonna wrap this up. We've been here 2 joints. Anything we didn't cover, bro?
No. That the only thing that it's nothing we didn't cover, but I just want to leave off with this. What would anybody possibly think that you could gain from any negotiations with a group of people that have found an infinite amount of ways to show you their whole ass since the 1600s? How? What do you think could come of that? What do you think could possibly come of that? They found infinite ways to show you their whole ass since the 1600s. And with every different updated technology, they update they demonstrations of their disrespect for you with every different update. When the press was just the spoken word and people would write down what you say, Sojourner Truth said that if the black man got the vote, he would be worse than the white man. I don't understand how. When they advanced to where they could take pictures and post a picture or something inside of a magazine or a publication, it's Ebony Jet articles in full color pictures during the segregation years when black men could be lynched for just a rumor that they had said something about a white woman. It's actually articles with so-called black women bragging about how white husbands are better in the segregation years, right? Yeah, David Carroll used to show those on his channel. He did, right? Then going out of that era into the TV era, it's old black and white interviews of so-called black women talking about how dumb and unskilled her own husband is. And this man probably, because they didn't have this was pre Equal Rights Amendment and everything. This is pre-Civil Rights Act in 1965, where that man probably had to stand on line and him and his boys had to literally come to blows with white men just to be able to get a job, a day labor job. But she talking about this man. Then when color TV came in, it brought in Oprah and all of the daytime talk shows. Then when the internet came in, you brought Cynthia G and you brought Nyla. They've found infinite ways to show you that they don't want your ass. They don't think you worth shit. And that you are not their first fucking choice. And it's really not love. It's all about the right of first refusal. They've demonstrated this to you over a process of damn near 500 years now. What are you negotiating about?
You can't really negotiate a reason with power. Black women have power at least in the so-called black neighborhoods, I'm not going to use the word community. They have more power than we always say. It's a matriarchy. It's a gynocracy. That implies that they are the ones with the power. Negotiating with black women is like negotiating with the white man.
You only get in power basically when you are around them a lot or in certain situations. That's not really power. That's just being used as a pawn.
Or
you know
proxy.
what I'm saying? I hear, yeah, proxy. I'll be hearing niggas like that fat ass nigga, the male Nail Carter, DS1 Ross, that be over there talking about, but they got agency. Nigga, they being used as pawns. If you're not in certain situations with them, then where's the power? That's what they. But you can't explain the dynamics of power to a lot of these motherfuckers, man. But that's the truth.
Yeah, power. You don't negotiate a reason with power. It's in human history. In human history, it hasn't worked. People saying, the shame, shame is what got black people this and black people that. So shame, if we shame the females enough, if we shame them enough, this was for guys who are saying that the space doesn't shame, and I don't think the space shames. Do I think certain content creators do? Possibly. But BG has said on my stream, and I'll pull the fucking audio for anybody that denies it. He said shame works. And he said it worked in the civil rights movement. And if we shame, this is what BG has said out of his mouth. I dare somebody to call me a liar. I will tag you in the clip. I will tag you in the clip. Let's talk SBE. He said it. The first one. He made an argument for shame. He made an argument for shame. Tell me I'm lying. I dare you. I dare anybody say I'm lying.
So does he really? Shame isn't what was keeping them. Shame is not what was keeping them here back then.
No.
Do y'all want to know what was keeping them here back then? This is what was keeping them here. No, this is what was keeping them here back then. What was keeping them here back then is that the white man was telling them, gal, get your ass back across them tracks now.
Right.
After they had just dragged their ass off. That's what was keeping them here. Gal, now you go, now you get yourself back across them tracks now. I'll come back to see you next week.
We saying the same thing. We saying the same thing.
That's what was keeping them here. It was only after Loving versus Virginia where they saw this false light at the end of the tunnel, where they was like, you know what, fuck these niggas. This our chance.
Shout out to Ms. KP Bailey. She said they have to have morals for shame to work. This is the this is the argument that I made to Dr. Thunder on his stream. Shout out to Dr. Thunder. But this is what I told, like, in order for the shame to work, the culture, because morality is subjective, but the culture has to teach them that their behavior is wrong. So the culture has to teach them that what they're doing is immoral for them to feel bad. And this culture does not discourage their behavior. It doesn't. It encourages it. We are living in a culture that, and I'm talking about black culture, because black culture is dysfunctional. Black culture tells these women that the things that they're doing are correct. And Maul says morals are reinforced by punishment and reward. Facts. And this is another argument that I made to the good doctor. It has to be more than shame. You have to back it up with punitive measures. It has to be backed up. Right? So again, you can't negotiate with they're the ones with the power between black men and black women. The women are the ones with the power. We call in this space, the community, we call it a gynocracy. we call it a matriarchy. That implies that. It's like the greater environment is white supremacists. You can't negotiate with either one. They are the ones in power. The only power you have is withdrawal. Like they withdrew from the Alabama buses. What's going on, Aaron P? They withdrew from the Alabama buses. Now, will all black men do this? No. But again, the message here in the space should be that. It should be that. Don't negotiate with Starbucks how you know, please let niggas buy coffee from you. And negotiate with Walmart or your H&M or your Dove soap or any company that's disrespected you, the NFL, whatever. You have to withdraw your participation. That is the power. That is the power. We talk about black spending power, right, Tito? Spending power is whatever $1 million, and we need to stop. So why does that logic work in that discussion and not this one?
Exactly. Voting with your feet. Yeah, you're right.
Right. Why does that work? That logic works everywhere else until you start talking about the relationship between black men and women. And then it's like, no, you got to shame niggas into remaining and trying to make the shit work while women are trying and failing to divest. Trying and failing to divest. The divestment shit, Tito.
I don't know what they think they divest into, but it's entertaining to watch.
We have the dating app statistics.
That's like those men or other races, especially the white ones, that they think of them as the missing link. They think of them as like animals. So it's like that's like they do. This is how white people think about us, right? So that's like if gorillas could talk, like a female gorilla turned into the male gorilla when the white dude come in to clean the cage. It's all like, I'm gonna divest. I'm gonna leave out of this cage with him. And the male gorilla probably just laugh at that shit because the male gorilla like, this motherfucker ain't finna walk down the street with you.
I told a friend of mine earlier, I said, all the ratchet shit y'all do on the internet to piss black men off. White men see you. The Asian men see you. The Latino men see you. All these men see you and how you act. You think they want you over their own women? Or do you think that only black men can see you and that these other races of men got to put on a nigger vision glasses? Well, I can't see what she's doing, man. I got to put on my nigger vision shades to see her ratchet behavior. They got to put on a nigger vision glasses to see y'all act like ratchet bitches. Otherwise, you invisible.
Yeah, I've been telling them for years that when y'all come on here and say this crazy shit, do this crazy shit, you not doing it in a vacuum. This is the world wide web. Everybody is seeing you. Like when Kobe died, and it was like, oh, I'm glad he dead because he wasn't with a black woman. Other men were seeing that shit. Other men were seeing that shit. And they was probably like, wow, like, and I know that it wasn't lost, especially on somebody that understands history and that understands like the racial politics of this country. They probably thought about, he was married to was she a Puerto Rican woman, right?
Who's that? No, his Mexican, I think.
Vanessa Bryant. Oh, she's Mexican. Oh, okay. Well, Mexican. Still, they was probably thinking, well, shit, she's just one step off of being a nigga her damn self. What was they so disturbed about?
Because his wealth is going to the Mexican community.
Oh my God, that's such a stupid ass fucking argument. Every time I hear that fucking trope, I damn near vomit in my lap. It's some of the dumbest things ever uttered by any human beings.
Hey, bro.
You literally, when you say that shit, you are like literally disrespecting the Lord by being that stupid.
Black
you really
women.
are. Look,
Go ahead.
Most of the time, I'm gonna say this again. Most of the time, I've never met a person that didn't have a black father, that didn't self-identify as black, and on top of that, the government is gonna identify them as black too. I've seen mixed motherfuckers birth certificate, and they'll just go ahead and put black on there. They'll just go ahead and put African American. The fucking hospital they came out of is gonna call them a nigga. So when they inherit this fucking money that you talking about, they giving it to another nigga. What do you mean?
Right, but
to the Mexican. What? How?
But let me tell you why this is some of the dumbest shit I've heard, and some of it comes from Mr. King Kong consciousness, right? Mr. Pan Am Africanism himself, right? Black women buy their handbags from Italians. They get their nails done by the Koreans or the Chinese. They get their hair done, or they get hair from overseas. They get their hair done by people that are not black. They go to these salons. Some of these salons are black woman owned, but a lot of them aren't. Black women, their spending is the most divested spending in the community. Niggas go get their hair cut by Leroy.
Yup.
Niggas go to
we go get our car fixed by goddamn it Jerome.
Right. Niggas wear car canai and shit like that. And I'm not saying niggas don't wear Gucci and shit like that, but they wear that other shit because bitches like it. Black women worship white shit way more than we do. When the last nigga you seen with a conch in his hair?
What's his name? Young Jock. And that was a minute ago. Remember, he had the conch and he had the dress on the next day. Like, what is this Masonic humiliation ritual ass shit this nigga was on?
And niggas seen that shit and clowned the shit out of him.
Yeah, like, what the fuck is this nigga?
Niggas ain't been doing that King Cole shit in a minute. It's been a long time since that shit been stylish to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, my point is
Jerry curl. Niggas ain't been on that in a long time either.
Black spending from women leaves the community way faster than our money. So this idea that, if we leave black women our money, it'll end up in the same places. So cut out the fucking middleman.
Yeah.
It'll go to the Mexicans and this ones and that ones, all these same people y'all worried about getting the wealth.
Yeah, when I get my fedoras and shit steamed and reblocked and all of that shit, it's a black man that does it.
Right.
When I get my cars detailed, if I'm trying to sell a car and I need that detail, it's a black man doing it.
Shout out to my man G out in Inglewood, California. That motherfucker insists on black on. He insists on black on. Except in situations where it can't be. Right? Because, you gotta get your supermarket food from somewhere. But he insists on black on. We spend more pro-black than the women do because they gotta wear some white name.
Send him to my clothing brand website then, goddammit.
No doubt. He'll fuck. He's a t-shirt. He's a t-shirt wearing support black owned support motherfucker. So definitely send me the link. You know how to send that to me, man. Send me that link, man. I'll post it in this. I need to know how to post the shop shit that niggas be posting. They got they shop items or whatever, but we'll get to that later. But You know, that is the most bogus talking point, that the money leaves the black community. Then motherfuckers ain't say shit when Tina Turner died and left all her money to that white man and his family. Nobody said a motherfucking thing. Nobody said a motherfucking thing. So it's always cool for women to marry out of the community and have money and then leave it to. So where's Serena Williams' money gonna go? Nobody thinks about that. The black man's money must not leave the community, and you know, the black woman's money can go anywhere the fuck it want.
When you just said where's Serena Williams' money gonna go, I was about to say testosterone blockers.
Don't do that, man. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Don't do that, man. But I'm just saying,
like Julio Jones.
So you celebrate a nigga's death because of who he married. When have black men ever done that? These are the people you want to negotiate with. That's what we say in New York. That's nasty work. That's nasty work, son. Nasty work. Nasty work. And his daughter was in the helicopter with him.
Yeah.
His daughter was in it. Damn, have you no conscience? His daughter was with him. Because he married a non-black. He never say shit about y'all.
And it's famous cats that's with a non-black woman and they are actively expressing death wishes on him. I've seen stuff like that too, and I'll be like, how is this impacting you personally? Whoever somebody, like when a black woman marry out, that don't impact me personally. Like, why am I supposed to care?
So that side of the line is that, you know, here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you, right?
Yeah.
We over here trying to negotiate. Saying, dude, black baby, please, baby, please, baby, please, baby, please, baby, please. If a woman is trying to be on your program, I'm not one of those guys that say, yo, don't fuck with black women if she's on your program. Yeah. If that's not what SYSBN means, then maybe I'm misusing the term. To me, SYS me save yourself. I took it that way. Right? But if none of these chicks are on your program and you not a black woman's type, nigga, you got to go elsewhere. Niggas should not have to try to negotiate with women for relationships. That shit sounds just weak and pathetic as fuck, man, to me.
Yeah.
It's weak and pathetic as fuck. Please be with me. Please like me. Like me, please. Please don't celebrate my death and call me a bullet bag. And that's funny.
Excuse me, Miss Renisha. I hope you like. I put an addition on my house. I framed it up real nice for you and your kids. I know that your baby daddy is doing a 45 in the fair joint, and Miss Keisha, if you just come over there to me, I promise I'll treat you nice. And hell, I even send your baby daddy money, so you ain't got to argue with him on the phone, and maybe it'd even be okay with him. Just please, and I promise that the light skinned girl, that the mail lady to come here, I ask them to switch mail carriers. Anything you want, Miss Renisha, please. I'll do it.
Bro.
That's how niggas sound, man.
Please, Mr. Charlie.
Wait,
can you stop giving these women the money so they can need me? It's the faces you making are killing me, dog.
And you only, you know what? You don't even have to give me no head, okay? And we'll only do it when you want to. I promise. I won't jag off to none of them light skinned and them white girls. I promise. Not the videos where they pour the baby oil on their booty and rip their leggings open. I won't look at them no more. I promise, Miss
I gotta
Renisha.
look at those. Fuck that.
Just please, just come back. Please come back. I'm tired of touching myself.
Oh.
I'm tired of my refrigerator being so full that I have to throw some of the food away. I need somebody to eat. Wasting food is a sin. That's what my mama told me.
Right.
Please come back, Miss Renisha, please.
And hey Tito, if they not begging the women, they begging the white man. Please, Mr. Charlie, can you change the laws? Please, Mr. Charlie, can you get rid of welfare just for black women? You can get your woman welfare.
Now, Mr. Charlie, I was good. I voted Democrat like you told the black woman to tell me. And I put some mercurochrome on them burns on my back when you didn't charge her with attempted murder for pouring that boiling hot grease with all of them washers and screws in it on my back. Now, all I'm asking is that you could just make a law that says that if the DNA say it's not mine, that I don't have to pay child support. That's all I ask you for, Mr. Charlie. And I still buy her shoes for the boy, even though I already paid child support and pay for his haircuts. But I'm just asking, at least if it's not mine, please don't make me pay no more.
The white man is not changing the laws for y'all niggas. I told y'all in the beginning of my channel, nobody's coming to save you.
Thing.
Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save you, niggas. Nobody. They not doing it for you. They actually the ones that make it the way that it fucking is. It's their plan. Why would you think they're gonna do that? They're not taking shit away. Uh-oh.
Mr. Charlie, you didn't have to shoot me 13 times with your body camera footage. Because I was the one who called the police, Mr. Charlie. I was the one who called the police. The butcher knife was in my back. I called the police. Why you show up and shoot me, Mr. Charlie? Why you show up and shoot me? I was the one that called. It was my voice on the 911 call, Mr. Charlie. You came there with guns blazing. It was like OK Corral, and I was the one who had been stabbed. And she stabbed me because I caught her video chatting with another man. I asked her, why is you talking to that man like that and touching yourself? You don't do that for me. And she got up and stabbed me.
Oh, man. Shout out to Ball X, man. Ball X, wherever you at, man. Wherever you at. Hey, let me do a quick drop for Ball X. Hey, this is Keep 100. You're now watching Ball X. You're watching the Ball X experience. Shout out to you, Ball X. It's the Ball X experience. Yo, look, man. All this negotiate. Look, and I'm gonna have to again. BGS's approach is to help the niggas who are struggling with this shit. I know my approach is this. This is how I do. We're gonna show you how ridiculous it is to negotiate for those who are stuck on that side of the fence, and we feel like this many motherfuckers. I feel like the majority of the space, the majority of the black manosphere. I want to keep emphasizing that. We talk about your fresh and fits. We talk about none of the motherfuckers. We talk about this side of the space. We are confident that the majority of this side of the space does not want to negotiate with women. But for those who do, we're going to make fun of the shit. We're going to make fun of the negotiations. We ain't talking about marriages. We ain't talking about marriages. We ain't talking about, guys who want relationships. I'm talking about negotiating with women in the manner that you negotiate with white supremacy. Holding up signs to say, I am a man on it. Ain't working in the 60s. It ain't going to work now. It's not going to work now. Period. You're going to negotiate attraction? You're going to negotiate pussy?
We gotta negotiate beauty.
You can't do it, man. If the bitches ain't feeling you, I don't care how much you make, none of that shit. Yo, that shit don't matter. it's other things aside from just money. Like if you leading with your wallet to get attraction from women, it's a bad thing, man. I posted something on my community tab. Nigga got divorced and complained. She just married me for money. No fucking kidding, you fucking clown. You're either gonna have to create things about yourself that creates true desire, or you're gonna have to seek it elsewhere. Period. But it's not gonna work here.
It could get real ugly and real disrespectful, man. When it comes to the lead with the wallet. Right. I used to, when I was in my 20s, I was fucking with this one married woman that would take my motherfucking cologne and spray it on her when she went back home. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? That's how bad it could get, man.
Oh shit.
That's how bad it could get. So yeah, man. You can get bad, man.
Jay Jermaine said, I's the one.
Yeah. Miss Renisha, I's the one. I's the one. Not your white boss, not Pookie or Ray Ray, not the 3-block drug dealer with the Maserati. I's the one. I's a hardworking man, and I's can provide a good family loving environment for you and your children. I don't know. I's good. I remember all the holidays, your birthday, and all your children's birthdays. Miss Renisha, why don't you just come on across the street and be with me? I's the one.
Plantation shit. Plantation politics. Plantation politics. Shout out to Community Hyena. Black men aren't leading with money. Black women hate black men. This is shit. Oh shit. Well, I put it to you this way. Community Hyena. They hate black men with money that have self-respect about themselves. They love a nigga with money that's on some simp,
a big flossy trick. Yeah, they love a big flossy ass trick.
They want an on-point simp. We know the term, right? On-point simp. So yeah, they hate when a motherfucker's educated. He's self-interested, educated, got money, got his shit together. If you're self-interested, fuck you. It's about the guys. It's all about you. They want a motherfucker that go out there to battle the world and this and that, and come home and be weak for their ass. That's what they want. I've been a good boy, mama. I was real good. Chat going bananas. Oh man, I got my hat on. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. I got that from goddammit when I would go. I got that from actually a family member. I was in the town where my granddaddy came from, and a white boy had talked crazy. I said, man, I'll fuck you up. And then one of my cousins stepped in front of me like, Mr. Jerry. Wow. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck wrong with you?
Took his hat off. Wow. Damn. Yeah, that's some plantation shit, man. Either we begging, we want to be down. Niggas, I've said this before. Niggas want to be on everybody plantation. Either want to be on the black woman plantation, or the white man plantation, or a political party plantation. It's always we looking for somebody to get us out of this jam, and none of these motherfuckers are coming to save you. None of them. None of them. You know what I'm saying? They don't even promote you. They don't advertise to you. And the only time they even halfway want to meet you at some sort of middle ground or whatever is when they ain't worth shit. When they ain't worth shit. You know what I'm saying?
And when is not coming. When is not coming.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
Yes.
When is not coming.
Yeah.
When is not coming. If we have some type of economic collapse and austerity, it's a lot of you guys that play that role, that stepdaddy role, and y'all gonna be even worse off than y'all was before. Before y'all could have bought some pussy, it won't even be a sustainable enough economy for you to have the funds to be able to buy pussy.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all gonna be even worse off than before.
Right. I'm trying to understand what winter is coming that doesn't affect niggas. Dr. T. Hassan Johnson say, he talks about the amount of homelessness with men as opposed to women. You're talking about evictions and things like that. I've seen something that says 1 in every 4 homeless people are women, right? It was supposed to bring your concern to female homelessness. So if 1 in 4 people that are homeless are women, guess who the other fucking 3 are? Who the other fucking 3 are? Fucking men. So when winter come, it's gonna be your ass in Skid Row, your ass without a goose down jacket. They gonna come. These chicks, they'll be in the YMCA, the school gym with the heat pumping, on shelters. If this shit were to fall down, we want this whole shit to crash so that these bitches will respect us. Yeah, they gonna respect your ass from inside a public building while your ass is on the sidewalk. They gonna house them before they house you.
Yeah. Hey, at least I used to be a licensed carpenter. That ain't my concern. I get some goddamn hand saws and buck a goddamn tree. Goddamn it. Shit.
So
build some shit.
Community Hyena says, winter is here. Black women lead in HIV. This is not new. Black women lead in HIV, poverty, evictions. Again, do all bad by myself. Evictions from what? Their own places? Let me tell you something. A black woman can sooner live with someone than you can. Just because the black women are getting evicted don't mean they on the sidewalk. They're losing their own places. They either moving back with their mothers or they shacking up with each other, living with their sisters and shit like that. They have options. They go to a shelter, whatever. Your ass sidewalk before they yeah. Your ass will be on the sidewalk before they will. And let me ask you, for the guys that are waiting for winter, waiting for the economic downturn, what happens when winter's over? Because winter ends.
Yeah.
It's a season because winter ends. So what happens when winter is over? You ever think about that? Winter ain't forever, motherfucker. And if you want winter to be forever, just understand that that's bad for you. That's bad for you. You want winter to be forever. You think that shit ain't gonna take a toll on you and your lifestyle and your reality? Winter ends, yo.
Miss Renisha. Now I know that the food riots happened, and I heard what happened to you when you had that black eye when you was at Walmart, and I know that the men came to you the other day. They wanted to sell them, wanted you to sell yourself for a can of beans because they seen you on OnlyFans. But I now respectfully, now Miss Renisha, they was offering you a can of beans. I just made me a nice brisket, and you could come in there and I won't even do it that long. Let you have some of the brisket and some bread. Is that fine? Is that to your liking, Miss Renisha?
Miss Renisha. My man gonna cut himself a small piece of the brisket. It's gonna be this big. And he gonna be like, here, you can have as much brisket as you want, Renisha. Renisha gonna bring her real nigga into there. He gonna be like, hey, yeah. Heard you got some brisket, and Renisha gonna bring her nigga. She gonna say, hey, brother, I appreciate you offering me and my woman this brisket. And they gonna eat that brisket in your face. You know what I'm saying? They love that motherfucker. Gonna look at you. By the way, my name's Poogie. I appreciate you. Me and Renisha got to leave now. And now we got enough energy to fuck, nigga. Thank you for that brisket, sir. Anyway, man. Winter ends, man. All the winters that America had, I asked, hey, well, what was the other downturns we had? We had the recession, we had the depression, and all of that shit. That shit came and went. Before America falls, they will send missiles to somewhere. They will shoot missiles to somewhere to maintain it. Man, listen. one thing I will say about the white man, they will go full Tony Stark on the rest of the world before they let this shit fall. That's why the motherfuckers over there is forming Voltron right now. And BGS, he's a politically inclined motherfucker. He knows what I'm talking about. The motherfuckers is forming Voltron over there to deal with the reality that is the United States of America. But winter is bad for you, black man. It's not bad for black women. It's bad for you. Dr. T shows us all the shit that, you know, random white people, random black men, everybody wants to come and save women, save Keisha, save everybody. Ain't no program for you. Ain't no fund for you. Ain't no grants for you. Show me where the black and male fund is. Strictly for black men. This is a fund just for black men. The last time a motherfucker did that, I'm talking about Robert Smith. Remember the Robert Smith tuitions? You remember that shit? They came down on that motherfucker for giving black men college money. Yep. Which goes back to Community Hyena. He said, you know, that they don't like niggas with money. They wanted that money to go to them chicks student loans. Why you ain't give it to the black woman, Robert Smith? Oh, we don't like you. You got a white wife anyway. Fuck you. But yeah, yep. Man, these seasons come and go. And when they go, they're gonna show you their ass again. So why the fuck would you want to, you know, take that serious or deal with that? Anyway, man, we gonna roll out in a second, man. I don't know if you got any last words before we roll up out of here.
Yeah, I got some last words. Man, y'all go on truthunshackle.com if y'all sick of this pussy ass censorship on YouTube, man. Come over there. I can say whatever the fuck I want to say, make videos on whatever I want to make them on, whatever thumbnails I want, whatever titles I want. There's no censorship over there. And a lot of the old videos that y'all be reminiscing about, they over there too, man. Hit truthunshackle.com, man.
No doubt, no doubt. And, you know, like I always say, Patreon, man, it's the price of a super chat. I can say anything I want on there. Also, if you're already a patron, download the app. Download the app so you can get the notifications for when I post on there or when I go live on there so that y'all can catch them videos live. I want people to catch the videos live so I can talk and interact directly as opposed to y'all always catching the replay on the Patreon, right? And, you know, hit me on that Patreon, you know, let me know what you want to see on there, man. But for all of y'all that are already in there, yeah, download that app into your phone, whether it's Google Play or iPhone or whatever you have. Get that so you can get the notifications of when I'm on there, man. And you know, but at the end of the day, man, you know, we're gonna continue this, you know, whether it be red pill, negotiations, discussion. I'm a you know, because people are gonna respond. So I'll see the responses or whatever, you know, and just understand, like, you know, for the people that's responding to me on this topic, man, I'm not taking shit personal unless you make it personal. And so far, nobody has. Nobody's attacked me, said I'm a bitch ass nigga or nothing. So we're gonna keep this shit civil. We're going to disagree. This is our side of the line. This ain't about the other side. This is about us. I'm on y'all team, man. And I'm telling you that some of these ideologies and approaches are just fucking impractical, period. And that's where I stand on it. Yo, Tito, thanks for jumping on here with me, man. If y'all ain't...
Thank you kindly, Mr. Marcus. Thank you.
If y'all ain't sub to Tito, man, this is General Tito. Go sub to him, man. Okay. I fuck with real niggas, man. And that, you know, why you fucking with it? Because he's a real nigga, man. He ain't no surprises, none of that shit. And you know, what I like is honesty and real shit. So y'all jump on you know, Tito's channel. You know what I'm saying? If you're not sub to him already, go sub to him now, man. General motherfucking Tito, man. Do that shit. I appreciate you. And shout out to, you know, the doctors. Shout out to BJ. Shout out to everybody in the crew. I'm out of here. We out of here. 100.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace. Good luck.